This is Wednesday, the 21st of June. I'm Randy Kure. This is What's Up the Sports podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live via Twitter Spaces. If you're downloading tonight's episode via your favorite podcatcher or on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Today is a very unique episode because it's not every day where I get to focus on the business of sports. Of course, there's a lot to the business of sports, whether it's stadium infrastructure or TV revenue. But some may say the most important aspect about the business of sports is sports branding. I came across a graphic designer whose main content is redesigning sports logos. Her name is Emily Morgan, and she joins me from just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Emily, it's an absolute pleasure. How you doing this evening?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
No, the pleasure is all mine. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't wish you a happy first day of summer as
Oh,
we're
is it?
recording. Yeah, it is. Yeah,
Didn't
it
even think of
is
that.
the first. It is the first day of summer. Lo and
Awesome.
behold, and now you're currently in Milwaukee.
Mhm.
You grew up in Illinois.
Yep.
I'm just outside of Toronto, so we are definitely used to cold weather
Cold
climates.
weather. Oh yeah. For
Now,
sure.
for you personally, like from a sports perspective,
Mhm.
do you enjoy sports during this time of the year, or are you more of a winter sports kind of gal?
That's a good question. I didn't even think of that. I think I honestly like it a little more towards the fall and winter. I think that's just kind of what I'm used to. Like today it was so hot out, I couldn't even imagine going to like a sporting event. But yeah, I think I kind of lean more towards the fall, winter like sports. I think it's really fun to get all bundled up for the games. It's kind of a challenge.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I definitely there's between football and hockey, basketball,
Yeah,
there definitely is a couple more
mhm.
options. And I
Definitely.
yeah. I mean for somebody who's very quickly like now I don't know if you grew up outside of Chicago.
Yeah, just like 45 minutes north. I'm honestly like right between Chicago and Milwaukee. That's where I'm from. So
Right.
yeah.
So between Soldier Field and Lambeau Field, I mean those are pretty
Yeah,
I mean legendary stadiums, number one. Number
exactly.
two, it gets a little brisk during
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I went to a game last January. I wore like two pairs of pants, three pairs of socks. I wore so much and my feet were still frozen. There's only so much you can do. So
Yeah,
it was still
no,
really fun. They won.
no. Well, hey, it definitely makes us colder weather climate folk that much more stronger. I'd like to.
Exactly. Totally agree. Definitely.
So, Emily, I mean, as I mentioned in the beginning, that you had developed a very unique channel on social media. For those of you who don't follow you on be it Instagram or TikTok, explain the content that you post.
Yeah. So what I've been recently doing is just redesigning professional sports teams logos. It did just start out for fun. I think my first one was after the Super Bowl when the Chiefs won. And I just made it really quick. I remember it. I woke up at 3 in the morning and I couldn't fall asleep. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do this. And I just started designing it and I posted it and it gained some traction and a bunch of people commented like, oh, do this team and this team. And I'm like, well, this is a fun kind of like series and take to do with my account. So I just been doing that. And at first, it really was just for fun. I wasn't really making it like an NFL logo. I was kind of just like making a logo from the team. But now that I've learned over the past couple of weeks, I'm really trying to actually make it look like professional if they were to actually use it and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing. I definitely want to venture out to more sports. I've been kind of primarily doing football because I'm really into football right now, but want to
Mhm.
do more sports. I really want to do all teams, so hopefully I'll get there, but that'll be a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll be a while. Are you sure about that? Because now you started this when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Now,
Yes.
apologize. Is it this recent Super Bowl win?
Yes. Yes. So
Because
2023.
Because I noticed that you already have 90,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, that one lines video really blew up overnight. Um, and yeah, gained a lot of followers, a lot of just traction. It was, I mean, obviously awesome, but super overwhelming. I really didn't know, I didn't really expect it, didn't plan anything like that to happen. So yeah, it's been awesome and fun and crazy. I take every day as its own. I have no idea what I'm doing, but also not being too hard on myself. Um, because every day I'm just learning new things, and it's been really, really fun. And I'm super, super appreciative of everyone that just engages in my content, whether they like it or not. It's fun seeing everyone's like opinions or takes on different logos. So yeah, it's been something else for to say the least.
I mean, this is a project that is not even 6 months in. You're
Yeah.
90,000 deep with
Yeah.
followers. When you opened up this channel, like, I mean, how many people did you honestly think, especially 6 months in? Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, this must be way beyond your expectations.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So long story short, like right before like the Lions logo happened and like blew up, I like quit my job because I was just like really unhappy, and I was like I really want to do freelance. I want to do, get clients and help design logos for their brands or personal logos and stuff like that. And so my goal when I started all of this was just to gain clients kind of in the sports-ish arena, like whether it's a sports bar or like a college athlete that wants like their own branding logo. I had no idea it would really take this route. It I literally don't even know what my intentions were anymore when I first started it. It just kind of happened so quick. Like I don't even know. But yeah, it's been crazy, and I just hope that I keep like pleasing my followers. It's hard sometimes when I'm struggling with creativity, but I like posting for them. It's been really, really cool.
Yeah. Now, as you were a kid growing up and so on, did you
Mhm.
think that graphic design was something that you were looking to get into as a career?
Mhm. So, yes and kind of no. Like, I've always been a super creative person, but I didn't really know about graphic design or that it could be a career. So, I initially wanted to go into sports broadcasting and journalism, and with a minor in advertising. Then I just changed my major to advertising, just because it's a little bit more of the creative side. And then about 2 years into my degree, I took a graphic design class and I fell in love with it. I didn't even know like I could be doing this like as a career. And so I just kind of went home, watched the millions of YouTube videos, got an internship, taught myself anything I could. And yeah, but before I had no idea I would be um, designing. I knew I wanted to be in the creative space, like with advertising, helping with like commercials or ads. Definitely knew I had that in me, but I had no idea I would be a graphic designer at all.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, if you did have this passion growing up, and
Mhm.
it does seem that you are a sports fanatic
Yes.
who is, or maybe these days now you could call yourself a graphic designer who is feeding into
Yep.
your sports passion. Is that fair to say?
Yep. Yep. I think so. So I think about that all the time. Like what like was feeding this whole like account? Like was it my love for sports or was it my love for design? I think it really is just 50-50. Like I've always loved sports growing up. I've been a huge sports fan. I've loved the competitiveness and just watching the best of the best play, And then I've always just been really creative growing up. I always loved drawing. I always loved making posters or painting my nails. I always did like fun designs on my nails. Yeah, I think it's definitely like a perfect mix for me. Like I'm glad I kind of found my niche and just going off of it.
So, for me personally, I mentioned to you that I'm based out of Toronto, born and
Yes.
raised in the Toronto area.
Mhm.
I'm a local guy. I mean, I do have a retro Buccaneers hat on, but
Yeah.
really, with regards to the Leafs, Raptors, Blue Jays, Toronto FC, I'm if the team name starts with the word Toronto, I'm all about it.
Go
So,
for it. Yeah.
what about you? Now, growing up in the Chicago area, were you all about the local teams?
Yeah,
You were.
definitely. I was a huge Blackhawks fan, like die hard. Like they were the reason why I think I wanted to go into sports journalism. I wanted to be interviewing Patrick Kane and Jonathan Taves. I wanted to do that so bad. So growing up, and that's when the Blackhawks were, just dominating the league. So Blackhawks was always been like a huge favorite of mine. And then as I got older, I really grew into really liking football. I know the Bears are kind of wishy-washy. Some years they're decent, some years they're not. But I just really love the game of football, and I'll always root for the Bears. I like other teams too, but like Bears, they definitely have my heart. And I want to get into basketball more. I mean, I will always root for Chicago teams. Like that is no doubt about that. But I like other teams too. Like I like the Dolphins. Growing up, I liked them because their colors were cool. So I still like them now. Just carried that way. And yeah, I there's really not too many teams I don't like. And yeah, I just love watching any game. It's so fun.
So, was there a first logo for you that really took to you? I mean, when I was a kid growing up, the Blue Jays had a logo for the good, say, 20 years of their
Yeah,
franchise. Then they overhauled it. Then they had a different string of different types of logos. And
right.
I could speak for Jays fans where that first logo really meant the most. It was when they won
Mhm.
their two World Series, and
Right.
the original logo always just means that much more.
Yeah.
For you, was there one team more where you just really took to that logo?
Yeah, definitely the Blackhawks again. Like where when I was growing up watching them, I would draw that logo all the time. Like on my notebooks, I would my room was literally a Blackhawks theme bedroom. Like I made posters for for the room and I drew that logo probably 10,000 times in my childhood. I loved that logo and I still love that logo. It's definitely like it always is voted the best logo in sports. So yeah, definitely lucky that it's from my uh state.
So, beyond my right shoulder here, you must be
Yeah.
loving my
Oh
Stanley
yeah.
Cup banner.
Yeah. Right when I logged on, I'm like, I was gonna be like, oh, I really like that flag. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's on Amazon, at least
Oh,
Amazon.ca,
nice.
the Canadian version, and it was dirt cheap. So maybe you should take a
Yeah, yeah,
gander
maybe I should get it.
yourself there. But yeah, and especially with regards to the Blackhawks, you mentioned about interviewing Patrick Kane, and Blackhawks had the first overall pick, and apparently Connor
Yep.
Bedard is going to be
I
that guy.
know. I know.
Yeah.
I hope the team turns around a little bit. It's been a rough couple years, but I mean, they're rebuilding and yeah, I'm excited. It'll hopefully be a good season this year.
Yeah, speaking to a Leaf fan, I mean, it's been over 55 years for us. So, I mean,
Right. Right.
yeah,
That's
it's
so true.
yeah, but no, definitely some exciting times on for Chicago. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, so on your social media there, Emily, as you mentioned before, you were posting conceptions of NFL teams, NBA
Yeah.
teams. I took a spin on the March Madness logo.
Yeah.
And I have to say before we continue that the conception of the Washington Commanders, I think, really did it for me. You
Oh,
took
really?
well, I mean, you took the basic W, and in
Hmm.
the middle you
Hmm.
added the Washington Monument,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
that was just absolute genius. I mean,
Oh, thank
I
you.
really do believe, I'm not just saying this, that if the Commanders had a chance to do it over again, I think they would definitely take your idea there.
Oh, thank you so much. That was fun to make. It was like once it clicked in my head, it was just like, oh, that's so simple. Like I just put it right there and fits perfectly with the W.
And you mentioned that you get your inspiration from your followers, that
Mhm.
people have suggested do this logo, that logo,
Yeah.
and the other.
Yeah.
And was there was there one logo that maybe you were surprised about with regards to the react? I apologize for putting you on the spot like this, but
No, it's fine.
was there one logo that you were sort of that you did, whether you thought it was a poor job or you thought it was
Mhm.
amazing, and the
Yeah.
opposite reaction took place?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely my Eagles logo. So, and this is where I've been just learning so much over these past couple of weeks. I was going to say years. Over these past couple of weeks, just what my followers are looking for. Because kind of before I was just making a new logo for the team rather than actually researching the team, researching what the fans like, the history behind all their other logos. So like the Eagles one, everyone was like, you need it facing left. Because when I was designing it, I'm like, oh, like it's the only one facing left. I feel like I should fix that. But that was like the one thing that they liked about their logo was that it was different than everybody else's. And then just sometimes, when I'm designing, I'm looking at the logo too long and I'll kind of miss the obvious flaws to it. So a lot of people said the eagle looked more like a hawk. And so now when I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I see that now. So I've been just trying to like improve my like process. So like doing more research and then also stepping away from the design for a little bit actually really helps like any designer because if you just stare at your design for so long you will miss the most like obvious flaws in the world because you're just so like fixated on like these little things. So yeah, I think the Eagles won and I definitely would want to give them another shot. Like, but it's kind of hard. I like the Eagles current logo. They definitely have one of the really good NFL logos. And that's I'm going all over the place here. That's kind of the hard part about this whole series is a lot of people are like, don't touch, the don't touch the logo, like don't fix what doesn't need to be fixed, which I totally get. Like, and I always say, I'm like, these are just for fun. I'm just practicing, trying to get better. Which I totally get though. Like those logos have so much like history to them. And like we were talking about with the other logos, like they have championships and legends with these logos and the meanings behind them. Like it's important. And yeah, so I definitely would want to redo the Eagles logo eventually. I gotta do some other ones. Everyone's like, you already did this one, so I gotta keep moving forward. Eventually I'll get back to them.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Hey, give it another shot. I
Yeah.
mean, and you're kind of stumbling on my next question, and that
Okay.
is that uh obviously there are a number of teams, especially here in North America, where they're just so steeped in tradition.
Oh yeah.
You go on and on about whether it be the Bears or
Mhm.
dare I say the Eagles. You think about
Yeah.
certain hockey teams and so on. I mean, for you, is there a logo that you may be reluctant to do
Mhm.
because, it's just steeped with so much tradition and, social media will
Mhm.
essentially say, "How dare you?"
Right. No, yeah. And again, I'm just gonna probably keep referring back to the Blackhawks. Like as much as like my creative side would want to just like touch not even touch it up but just like give it a different spin. I am not even going to try to step over that line because I'm a Blackhawks fan. I totally would understand the negative reaction. People do not want that logo touched and there is so much history behind it. They put so much I don't know if you've been to a Blackhawks game but they put so much just production in like montages of the logo and just the like all the history behind it, like where it originated from. And obviously I'm biased because I know the Blackhawks pretty well. So, but that would probably be the only logo I don't think I'll ever touch. And that's only because they have a special place in my heart. And I'm trying to think if there's any other. It's kind of hard there's just also some logos I don't think need to be fixed. And so when people ask me to do like a certain logo, I'm like, I can't think of something better than this one. So I don't know if I'll ever get to it because they already have like a great logo.
Well, I mean, the Blackhawks logo, and obviously it really hasn't been touched in
Mhm.
what, 50, 60 years, maybe even more.
Right.
But
Yeah.
one logo off the top of my head, and I'm pretty sure that you may agree with me, is how are you ever going to be able to change the Dallas Cowboys logo?
Oh my gosh, I know. I get a bunch of comments like all the time, like being like, when are you doing Dallas? When are you doing Dallas? And I'm kind of like, I feel like Dallas people really like their logo, but then I think a lot of people just would want to see maybe my take on it because, and it's, I guess people would want a more creative logo, but I think the Cowboys logo, yeah, it is just a star, but it is just so iconic. And it kind of reminds me of my Colts logo, Indianapolis Colts. That one was really tricky for me to do because I like their logo a lot. I like how simple it is and just it's just so easy on the eyes and it's sleek and it's clean. It's doesn't need to be too complicated. But like yeah, like same with the Cowboys. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I get a bunch of comments. I've thought about some ideas, but nothing's really coming out of my brain yet. So
So,
I'll
well,
see about
I got
that.
it. I got to give you a quick history lesson, actually. So,
Okay.
as you know, or probably know, that the Indianapolis Colts moved from
Mhm.
Baltimore and were
Yes.
known as the Baltimore Colts. The
Yep.
Canadian Football League had a couple of years where there were teams in the United States,
Okay.
and one of them was Baltimore.
Yeah.
So the original name for the team was the Baltimore CFL Colts. Indianapolis,
Oh.
yeah, Indianapolis had filed an injunction on it because it was copyright infringement. So
Yep.
that they changed to the Stallions.
Oh.
Yeah, if you were to Google the Baltimore Stallions logo
Yeah.
from the Canadian
Wow.
Football League, it is actually a pretty cool design. I don't know if the Colts would ever change that horseshoe, but yeah,
Right. I don't know if they will either.
something for you to take home for you.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense now. It's like kind of all clicking. It's like, oh yeah.
Talking with Emily Morgan, she is a graphic designer. You could find her at Emily Morgan Creates on Instagram and Twitter. And full disclosure, Emily, I'm a really big Jersey guy myself.
Oh yeah.
I have from all my favorite sports teams and even teams that I just simply like the jersey. I actually
Right.
my count right now is 15 Raptors jerseys alone.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty bad, especially since they won the championship there.
Right.
Yeah, my wife has been very understanding, let me tell you.
Yeah. That's too good. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on jerseys? I mean, how intrigued are you with that? And
Yeah.
like, is it to the same degree as logos, if I may ask?
Yeah, I definitely have gotten a bunch of people that said like do like the city jerseys for like the MLB teams and stuff. I would love to do that, but I think I need to do a little bit more research just like on how to do that because um there is like almost no rules. I think it's kind of hard like with merchandise or jersey design. You can kind of like almost do whatever in a way, at least what I understand. Where a logo there's like some decent amount of like rulings on what you should and shouldn't do. And it's kind of easy to follow those guides, but I would love to do designs eventually. I just have to probably practice a little more and again I'll probably post a couple that are big flops and everyone's gonna give me some feedback, but that's fine. Like that's how I definitely get better. And there's a bunch of accounts too right now that I've been talking to and kind of collaborating with. They've been
Oh,
doing
good.
like jersey redesigns, and some people they were like, "Can we borrow or collab with you and use your logo redesign for our jersey redesign?" And so we kind of collaborate and share each other's ideas. So um, I definitely want to go that route. It'll be probably in a couple months or so, though.
Yeah, no, congratulations. Really looking forward to seeing that. And
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, and jerseys have just really exploded over the past few years. The NBA, you mentioned
Yeah,
the city jerseys, and
yeah.
for a traditionalist like myself, for example, I mean,
Mhm.
this evolution of third, fourth, fifth jerseys for one team is
Yeah.
kind of a new phenomenon. And
Yeah.
what I was kind of wondering is, do you think that kind of takes away from the nostalgia of a team? I mean, recently
Yeah.
the Montreal Canadiens, they had the traditional red, white, and blue, and now and the season before they had a baby blue jersey with as the
Oh,
background
yeah.
with their traditional logo.
Mhm.
I mean, am I just reading too much into this, or I mean, is there value to it?
I don't think so. No, yeah, I kind of agree. I think, yeah, especially with basketball, there has been so many different types of jerseys. Like I didn't even the other month I was watching the Bucks and they were in blue. And I was like so confused. I was like, wait, I thought I was just confused. And again, it has yeah, like nothing to do with the jersey and how it looks. Like you said, it's just like you kind of lose that tradition and like you don't want your team to look different every couple games, you want to keep that branding. So yeah, I think my opinion would be kind of similar to yours, where I think if they kind of keep going and going, they might lose that familiarity with logos and branding and the history behind it all. I do think it's fun to like maybe do it like once a couple months, wear a fun jersey. I think that's like cool, like for a special night. Like I like how hockey, when it's like I forget what holiday it is. They wear like the camo jerseys, or for like I know the Blackhawks for like cancer awareness, when they warm up they'll wear like a purple jersey, and it's only like when they warm up, and I think that's kind of neat because they're still wearing them but not while they actually play the games, and people are watching that. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think I kind of agree with you.
pride jerseys have been
Oh
all the
yeah.
rage these days. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I would say I have a similar opinion. You don't want to lose, like who you are as a team if you just keep coming out with a bunch of different designs. They could be awesome jerseys and maybe just sell the jerseys like that, like you can just sell them rather than the players actually wearing them. I don't know. I'd have to watch more games, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Mhm.
I mean it does seem like it is still it's going to be around for a while because
Yeah,
you have suckers
I
like
think so.
me buying every single jersey, especially from the Raptors.
Right,
So.
yeah. Right.
Well, Emily, at this point of the interview here, I'd love to put you on the test if I may. And
Oh
as I
yeah, I'm
mentioned,
nervous.
you're
I'm
nervous about
nervous.
this one? Okay, well,
Yeah, I am.
you know what? Well, I did tell you that the Canadian Football League had a brief go around in the United States, and I
Yeah.
want to show you. Just bear with me a second. I want to show you this jersey right here. Can you see this?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So for those who are not able to see this on YouTube, describe to me the logo that you're seeing on the screen.
I see kind of like, oh, I'm so bad with like tools or whatever that thing is. Like that, not an axe. Axe is not the
A
right word, but
pickaxe,
it's like what is it called?
a pickaxe.
Yes, thank you. I see the pickaxe, and then I'm assuming that's like maybe like a spark or like some type of star, like a gold. Yeah, it's like a gold star. I'd have to assume it's like a spark when you like kind of hit it, and it's like that's what I see.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you is what is the team name
Oh
of
wow.
this helmet? Now, I am going to give you a hand, and
Give me multiple choice.
yeah, yeah. Do you so
Oh, okay.
Emily, is this the gold miners, the Golden Rush, the Klondike, or the Golden Express?
Um, I'll I'll probably I'm between A and C, and I don't know why. I think I'm gonna go with A because I don't know, just the miners they do that, and the spark is gold.
Well, Emily Morgan, this is in fact the helmet of the Sacramento gold miners. They were the first team in the Canadian Football League to be based out of the United States. And
Really?
they lasted 2 seasons, moved to San Antonio, and folded after 1 season in Texas.
Wow.
So, yeah, it wasn't the greatest of experiments in
Yeah.
the U.S. And
Huh.
I guess that National Football League is going to stick around for a little
Oh
while
yeah.
longer.
Yeah.
That's great. So, and also, Emily, as we were talking about logos and redesigns and so on, I did I am hoping that you could help me out with
Hmm.
my own podcast logo. So,
Right.
I let me just give me a second here. It's hard to multitask when you're
Right.
uh,
So true.
So, I mean, you're taking a look at my podcast logo. It's been my podcast logo since day one, and
Really? Oh my gosh.
I need a refresh
Hmm.
on the logo here. So, you think you could help me out?
Yeah, definitely. I see some ideas already kind of popping on my head. Again, though, when I actually do it, I would really go brainstorm hard on it. But kind of like what I would want to do is maybe like stack the what's up just for whenever I'm making a logo, I in my head, and I think this is kind of where like my marketing and advertising brain kind of pops in, is like, where will this logo be used? Like this logo will probably be mainly used in like your social media platforms. So like I always try to make a logo that'll look good in, those little circles on our social media profiles. So I definitely like maybe would want to like stack the what's up, um, yeah, like on top of each other, and
Okay.
then give it like a creative take either on like one of the letters or a lot of people do is like they'll have like two logos, their primary and then like a secondary icon and like give you like a really cool like podcast sports looking microphone or something like that. That just came to my head. Something like I don't know. I'm just rambling here, but I'd want to do like an icon maybe
No,
too.
I'm loving
Something
it. I'm
creative.
loving it. I can't wait to see what you come up
Mhm.
with. And yeah, no, my logo is definitely in some good hands. Uh,
Yeah. Thank you.
just before we sign off here, Emily, I mean, what kind of projects can we expect on your radar?
Oh yeah. I'll I'm trying to think. There's one I can't say yet just because I'm superstitious and I don't want to
Fair
jinx
enough.
it yet. And that one will be really exciting. So what I've been recently about to finish up, I don't know if you would know this bar. It's called Kilroy's. It's a really big college bar at Indiana University.
Okay.
And so I've been in touch with the owner for it, and he wanted me to, revamp their logo. So I've been working on that the past month. It's been really fun because I had a bunch of friends that went to that university, and so I kind of knew about it. Never been there, but I knew about it, and so I thought that was really cool. I'm also doing another sports bar. Actually, I can probably tell you. It's gonna be called Final Pour, like kind of it's like Final Four basketball. So I
Okay.
thought that was really, really neat to do, and I definitely want to start sharing like my clients to my followers, especially if it's like sports related. I'm trying to think what other clients I've had a couple people reach out. Nothing's really been in the works, but I've had that women's football league reach out to me, like the X, I forget what it was called, and I'm blanking already. But I've just had like some organizations reach out to me and maybe collab and just make like a fun like social media post rather than actually like redesigning their logo because that would be a lot. Yeah, just stuff like that. Hopefully soon I can share with you my bigger project. It'll be kind of multiple different like segments, I guess. So hopefully I can share that soon, but we'll
No,
see.
hey, definitely looking forward to it. And hey, think
Mhm.
about it. This all came about from something you started less than 6 months ago. Imagine what is going to come about when you're a year in.
I know. Yeah. I'm excited. I have no idea. Every day it's new. Like I'll get like someone will like comment on my thing and it's like it's just insane. Like some professional athletes will comment on my videos. I'm like, never would have dreamt this. Like this has just been so fun. And I'm so thankful just like for everyone that's like followed me and shared like my videos. I had no idea this would happen and I could only say thank you so many times, but I want to say thank you to every single commenter all the time. I don't want to be annoying and just be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, it's been super fun. I'm super excited on where it takes me. And yeah, I just wake up every day with a fresh mind.
Well, hey, if you keep doing what you're doing, I mean, the sky's really the limit. It's so cliche to say that, but obviously the social media presence you have and the dedication and passion that is so obvious,
Thank you.
definitely see some great things for you. And hey, you're chatting it up with a guy from outside your country and
Yeah,
just
yeah, right.
I'm
Yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
so thankful for you to join me tonight, and hey, really looking forward to seeing what you come up with my podcast logo. And if you want to chat a little bit of sports, I'd love to have you join me for a roundtable
Yeah,
these nights.
yeah, definitely feel free. I will hop on anytime. This is so much fun. I'm a talker, so I love talking. It's really fun. So yeah, I'd definitely be down to do this again.
Before we go, tell everybody where they could find you.
So I think on TikTok and Instagram, it's Emily Morgan Creates. Twitter, it's EM_creates because mine was taken, I guess. And then on YouTube, I'm also Emily Morgan Creates. I want to start posting more YouTube, so stay tuned for that.
Looking forward to it. She is Emily Morgan from Emily Morgan Creates, sports graphic designer. Emily, thank you so much for joining me. Let's do it again soon, okay?
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
This is What's Up the Sports podcast. I am Randy Kure. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're doing well and keeping safe. We will talk to you next time.